So we are on our project, Getting to Know Line. It's our first project in our Intro to Art class. And we're going to be creating a black and white marker composition on line using black Sharpie markers. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take brown paper and cover your table, cover your work area. Very important. Next, you want to get a piece of tracing paper, and the tracing paper that we're using is a little bit bigger. We're going to be creating our composition 9 inches by 12 inches. This tracing paper is 11 inches by 14 inches. Why do I give you a bigger piece of paper? Because I find it's easier to work on a bigger piece of tracing paper rather than cutting it the exact size you need and going off the edge. Sometimes your pencil gets stuck and you ruin the edge of your paper. So it's easier to work on something bigger rather than the exact same size you need. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tracing paper, and by using the ruler, we're going to be making this tracing paper 9 by 12. So this is 11. So I am just going to take this and coming in about an inch from the top, I'm just going to make a line. So then I'm going to measure down 9 inches, making a little mark at 9 on the ruler, on the paper rather. Little mark at 9. Okay. And then taking my ruler, lining it up with those little marks, making a line. So from here to here it's 9 inches. Now I want to get 12 inches. So again, I'm going to come in from the right or the left side, it doesn't matter, about an inch. Make a line, and then measure in 12 inches. So I line my mark up at 12, and at the edge of the ruler, at number 0, and make a mark. Again, line it up at 12, 0, make a mark, and then line my edge of my ruler up onto those marks that I made, and make a line. So this whole border is useless. This, you can go up the edge, you can draw on, whatever, but we want to concentrate on the middle box, which is 9 by 12. Okay, so how do I start this? Well, you remember from our discussion in class about line. Line can be curvy, can be straight, can be dotted, can be dashed, can be interrupted, can be continuous. So it doesn't just have to be a straight line. So I like these bendy rulers, these bendy edge rulers, because you can make it into any shape you want. That's called an organic shape. It's not a geometric shape, which is more like a triangle or a circle. So I like organic shapes. I think they're more creative. So I'm going to just start this, and I'm just going to bend my ruler into an organic shape by using my pencil, holding the ruler in place. I'm going to trace down along that edge. So I get that edge. I get that kind of curvy line rather. You could use a ruler and just make a straight line anywhere within that 9 by 12 box. If you like straight lines, that's fine. But you need to have at least 4 to 5 different types of lines. So maybe you want to have one curvy, you want to have one straight, you want to have one dashed, you want to have one dotted, you want to have one solid, you want to have one thin. Okay, so you decide. So I'm going to keep with my organic shape here, and I'm just going to make like a wave shape, wave line going across my paper. Okay? Yeah, I like that. So I have some curvy, I have a straight, maybe I want to continue my straight, and I want to cut it across diagonally, making a diagonal line. That way, I don't want to continue it here. Maybe I want to continue it here. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. However you want to cut up your paper. Now you could use a circle template, because circles are, I know, very hard to create on your own. So maybe I want to put some circles in here. A line can be continuous or it can have an end. In the case of a circle, the line you make has an end, right? You start one area, you come around and you meet up at that same area you started at. I'm going to go off my paper. It's okay to go off your paper onto that edge. We're going to cut that off. That's fine. You don't want everything contained in there. Looks better when it's comes off the edge. It's continuing design. Okay, I'm going to make some circles. Then maybe I want to take my straight line and cut those circles in half. It's really however you want to draw this. It's up to you. It's your design. Okay, maybe now I want to make this like a puzzle piece, and I want to go straight. And in here, I want to make some more curvy lines to mimic that outside line. Okay, maybe I'm going to do another one. They don't have to be exactly the same. It's more fun when they're not, I think. More creative. Okay, maybe I want to put in more lines here. Okay, then I want to, okay, so say this is almost done. I think it's almost done. Now I'm going to decide what I want to put inside my areas. Like here's some dotted and some straight, some dashed. Here's a checkerboard. Here's some circles within wavy lines. Here's some circles, one solid, some thick and thin lines, some triangles within this area here. However you want to design it. So let's see, I want to do, so these are straight and I want to mimic this curvy line maybe, so I'm just going to freehand draw some curves in here. Here too. I'm going to continue it. Then maybe here I want to go down with my curvy lines. They kind of look like mustaches, don't they? Let's see. Okay. Then here I'm just going to freehand draw some curves. Maybe I want to connect that there. Right? Here maybe I want to just add some straight lines. And then I can decide whether I want to make them solid. I'm not going to do it on here because I'm going to, on this tracing, because I'm going to be transferring this onto good drawing paper. It's called Bristol paper. And I'll be using Sharpie. So maybe I want to do that. Maybe then I want to take this and make some dashed lines in there. I can always figure that out later. But the idea on the tracing paper is to get the basic outline down, your basic shapes down. Then when you fill in, you can fill in on the Bristol paper. Okay, so I have this and my tracing, my basic shapes done. I'm going to take a piece of Bristol paper. Bristol paper is good drawing paper, and when you're using marker, you want a type of paper that doesn't bleed. The marker won't bleed. The marker, if you've used marker on paper and you see when you make a line with the marker, the edges of the marker they sort of fuzz out on the edges. That's called bleeding. So we don't want any bleeding. We want this nice and crisp and clean. So this Bristol paper is bigger too, and we want to make it 9 by 12 because again, when you go off, you get stuck on the edge. So we want a nice clean edge for our design. So I'm going to just come in a little bit with my ruler, make a line, and then I am going to measure down to 9. We want it 9 by 12, right? So make a little mark at the 9, and then take your ruler, measure up on the edge of the ruler those little lines you made at number 9, and go across. So from here to here now, it's 9 inches. Same thing on the other side, you want 12 inches, so I'm going to come in a little, make a line, and then measure out 12 inches. So I line it up at 12, move over to the edge to 0, make those marks. Now line up my edge of my ruler. There. So again, we have a border that we don't need. You can cross it off if you want. And we want the inside box, which is 9 by 12. So now what you're going to do is you're going to use, here are my scissors. We're going to use graphite paper. This is called graphite paper, can also be called transfer paper. And you see it has, let me get a piece of paper, let me get one out. This has a dull side and a shiny side, a darker side. The darker side is where the graphite is, you see? It rubs off. So that part you want to face down, because what happens is, and I'll show you, when you transfer your design down, if you put the graphite side down, the mark you made will come out on the other side on the other paper you have. So, we're going to take our design here and we're going to line up our boxes, our 9 by 12 boxes. It's okay if it's a little off, not much though. Then you want to take masking tape or any sort of tape, and you want to tape these edges down here to keep the tracing paper in place. Okay, and you want to keep a flap so that you can take your transfer paper dark side down. You want to put it in one area so that you can transfer down your design. Now you can use pencil or you can use pen. I'm actually going to get a pen. It's easier because if you use a pencil, you're not really sure what you transfer down. If you use a pen, like a blue pen, you'll be able to see the blue pen on the tracing paper, and then you'll know what you have and have not marked down. So I'm going to shut this off, get a pen, and come back.